XRP and Bitcoin, the great financial reset, these two assets are going to radically transform your traditional financial system. Larry Fink, Jamie Dimon, Brad Garlinghouse, and Trump are in the process of completely resetting the financial system. Now, here's the thing. This has to happen. You're not going to stop it. The person telling you cryptocurrency is a fraud and still doesn't believe in it isn't going to stop it. And the biggest issue we have is people trying to get rich quick. People out there convincing you you're going to throw $500 into XRP, and the next 5 months you're going to be a multi-millionaire. That's just not how it's going to work. This is the most critical moment in your family's history. And what I'm here to tell you is the next 6 years, if you stay stoic, if you stay calm, if you understand these four things: cash flow, cash is trash, cash flow, transmute that cash flow into deflationary assets that have fixed supplies, just like the elites are doing, just like the Trump family is telling you to do. They're telling you to buy the dip, guys. You learn how to protect some of that wealth, and you learn how to use leverage responsibly to buy more assets. Richest man in Babylon. You could be the one to transform your family's life. But the quickest way to get wrecked is to get rich quick, is following people that make you think that, boom, all of a sudden $500 is going to turn into 5 million. The meme coin casino will always be the meme coin casino. Vegas will always take everybody's money and rip apart their soul. It's always the same. Listen to me. There's nothing in nature that goes in a straight line. Markets go up, markets go down. So when people come into this asset class, they get all excited because they get 30% on their portfolio, and then boom, they're down 40%. That's how this market works. There's winners and there's losers. And then there's some people convince you just to hold on and hold on and hold on. We're in it to profit. That's how markets work. There's always a bull market. There's always a bear market. That's how markets are made. There's a winner and there's a loser. That's why Warren Buffett says, buy when there's blood in the streets. So we remain stoic. We remain calm. But why did I tell you that if you last about 6 years, you could radically transform your family's life? We did it. We started in 2020. We learned that there is no get rich quick by getting wrecked in the cryptocurrency industry, by following the get rich quick. We got disciplined. We studied Richest Man in Babylon, the wisdom of King Solomon. We built ecosystems inside and outside of cryptocurrency. And now we focus on cash flow, deflationary assets. When they appreciate, we pull profits, we stuff it into protection, and then we allow leverage on the cryptocurrency side and the insurance side to create more assets, to create what? More cash flow, because cash flow is king. So we're going to dive into today's video. On the back end, every video I share with you exactly what I am doing. Now, I want to give you the big picture. Okay. Again, I'm not your channel if you want to get rich quick. I'm not your channel around hype. I'm going to give you the real deal. I'm going to keep you calm, and I'm going to keep you stoic. Our channel is about discipline, consistency, done for a long enough period of time to access that new paradigm. Okay, this is by Cointelegraph. It says, big in 1913, $1 could buy 30 Hershey bars. Now it gets you a cup of coffee. 15 years ago, 10,000 BTC got you 2 pizzas. That's now worth $1.1 billion. It's time to wake up. 1913, $1 could buy you 30. It's inverted. The dollar's going like this, and the Bitcoin and crypto is going like this. It is the new monetary system. That's why they're telling you to buy. They're literally telling you to buy. They're not telling you to buy and get rich quick within the next 3 months. Okay, this is the new wealth for the Trump family. Like I told you, in 18 months, they made about $600 million in profit from crypto. They're going to make more in the next 24 months in crypto than they will their whole legacy in the real estate and hotel game. Okay. Eric Trump said, let me say it again, buy the dips. So when you see these dips in our Warrior Academy, we're completely opposite of everybody else. We are celebrating when it goes red. We are not panicking. We're not panic selling, because we know what we hold. When it goes red, I pull out the checkbook and I start writing checks, baby. I pull out that cash that is trash and I convert it into deflationary assets. And when it's going green, we calmly exit on the way up. Okay. And I'll break down that whole strategy on the back end here. Okay. Now, why do I believe XRP, Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, JP Morgan, he's flipping his script now. Next year, you'll be able to do loans against your Bitcoin. The very same banker that told you it's used for money laundering, but he'll let his clients trade it. It's used for money laundering, but he'll let you do loans against it. It doesn't make any sense. It's just not logical, guys. We just got to get out of this Coliseum. We got to stop drinking the wine, man. We're drunk in the Coliseum. The Trojan horse is here. We just got to let them do their thing. Watch the money flows. And this was pretty cool that Cointelegraph posted. New Citigroup, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Japan's SBI Group led TradeFi's blockchain investment surge with 345 deals totaling over 100 million between 2020 and 2024 per the Ripple report. Don't forget who SBI is. SBI Asia, okay? We got SBI Group owns 60%, Ripple Labs owns 40%, okay? The traditional system, okay, Ripple is going to become a bank. Crypto companies are going to become traditional banks. Traditional banks are going to become crypto banks. I will continue to tell you exactly what's going to happen by 2030. I told you that banks are going to custody your crypto in 2025, and now we're here. So let's let Trump remind us what's happening with crypto. Then we'll hear from the SEC chairman, who is now the new SEC chair. So you got to get ready for this big, big wave of energy coming.
This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. A lot of people are saying that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yes? If you say yes, I'm saying yes.
The biggest wave since the birth of the internet. Okay. Now, this is the new SEC chair. What a breath of fresh air, right? Project Crypto. This is what President Trump wants him to work on.
Today, I should like to discuss what Commissioner Peirce, Hester Peirce, and I are calling Project Crypto, which will be the SEC's North Star in aiding President Trump in his historic efforts to make America the crypto capital of the world. The SEC will not stand idly by and watch innovations develop overseas while our capital markets remain stagnant. We're at the threshold of a new era in the history of our markets. As I mentioned earlier, today I'm announcing the launch of Project Crypto, a commission-wide initiative to modernize the securities rules and regulations to enable America's financial markets to move on-chain. The President's Working Group on Digital Asset Markets released the PWG report with clear recommendations for the SEC and other federal agencies to build a framework to maintain U.S. dominance in crypto asset markets. This report is the blueprint to make America first in blockchain and crypto technology. We will not watch from the sidelines. We will lead, we will build, and we will ensure that the next chapter of financial innovation is written right here in America.
Boom. I don't know how much more bullish news you need. And then here's exactly what they do. They lie to you until they can profit from it. This is from my tweet. When they tell you to look this way, there's always another narrative going on this way.
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have built up over many years, know your customers, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
All right. Instead, they just cut a deal with Coin yesterday. They said they want to accelerate adoption of crypto.
Yeah, I guess he found a use case that helps his bottom line, right? I actually was on Fox many months ago, and it went viral, this clip where I said, Bitcoin doesn't need Jamie Dimon, but Jamie Dimon's going to need Bitcoin, and full circle moment, I guess.
So he said, very important, he said, if I was the government, I would shut it down. But they just did a deal with Coinbase. Now their clients next year can do asset-backed loans against their Bitcoin. Guys, we get played every single time. Please listen to what I'm saying. Okay. I have a very, very strict model that I use. Some people are telling you to just hold on. Okay. I'm going to tell you some things that I hold on to and some things that I'm not married to. Now, what I mean by this, I'm not married to any of these asset classes. Okay. These are investments that evolve. Okay. The cryptocurrency ecosystem is going to evolve. A lot of these cryptos are not going to survive. That's a fact. Okay. So this is something that I invented. where I'm the co-founder and creator. I'm one of the co-founders and creator of Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. Okay, the first step is you have to get organized. Okay, this is not an investment. We don't hold your crypto. Imagine this is an interface. Let me show you this. It brings all your cryptos into one place. Okay, all your exchanges, all your crypto gets you organized. It shows you all your daily gains and losses. This is how I know if this is a demo account. So for example, right here, BTC is up 471%. If you're up 471%, okay, would you want to leverage that to buy more assets? Would you want to sell? You have to think about this stuff. We're in this to profit, to build legacy for our family. And there are other asset classes besides cryptocurrency, guys. Then you have all your exchanges here, okay, all organized. It tells you where you're at. And here's the thing. I only use Merlin when I'm traveling. I mean, I not only use Merlin, I use Merlin when I'm traveling. I think I was traveling for a week. I don't look at my Coinbase. I don't look at my Kraken. This is an interface. If they hack into Merlin, they're hacking into data. We don't hold your keys or your crypto. This is just an interface. So when I'm traveling, I only use Merlin. Think about that. When I'm on any other Wi-Fi than my secure Wi-Fi's that we have locked down, I do not look at my Coinbase. I don't look at my Kraken. I don't look at any of my cryptocurrency exchanges except Merlin. They can hack my Merlin. It's just data. It just shows them what I have. That's it. They can't get into anything because it's not a crypto exchange. It doesn't transfer anything. It's an interface. And I set up exit plans. Okay, so this is a dummy account. This shows you a demo account, excuse me. And it shows you how to set up an exit plans. We actually show you how to do it. Okay, if you go here, okay, if you go back, if you go to get started, we actually show you how to. Okay, so you can go to Merlin 30 days for free down below in the description of this video or my social media platform. You can play around with it. You can try it before you buy it. I'm the co-founder and creator of Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. Okay, so check this out. So I always share with you on the back end of every video. Now, one thing that you can do is go back and verify, go back to 2020 and start watching my videos and just watch the evolution of what's happened. Okay. I first started in crypto. I was following all these hype influencers, get rich quick. I got wrecked and get rich quick. That's why I'm so stoic and so disciplined. And I'm so direct about that. Okay. We had yield farming back then. There's meme code, all kinds of shit happening. And I kept getting wrecked, jumping from hype coin to hype coin. I lost 6 figures in one deal like that. Boom. Right when that happened, I was like, I'm never playing games with my family's money. Then I started studying true investors, Kathy Woods, Ray Dalio, Robert Kiyosaki. I'm trying to, some of the best out there, Raoul Paul, right? Top investors that are doing big moves. I started watching all of BlackRock's move. What are they doing? When Jamie Dimon told me to look this way, I started to look this way. So I built a very strict system. This is my system that I developed. I focus on 4 things. Cash flow. I think cash is trash. You can believe whatever you want, but you lost 19% purchasing power, and I gained almost 800% on my XRP and 200% on my Bitcoin. Okay, so I started transmuting every bit of cash flow that I created, okay, through taking profits in 2020 to 2022 and creating cash generating businesses. Okay, I bought businesses in different categories, or I developed businesses in different categories, and I put my money back into businesses to develop cash flow. Okay, because I was more concerned about creating cash flow than creating cash. I didn't buy Lambos and Ferraris and stuff. I bought infrastructure. Okay, with the infrastructure, my increase in wealth, I didn't increase my lifestyle. I kept my lifestyle exactly the same. So I started creating all this room, right? First, debts and non-negotiables. I got really lean and mean with my bills. And as my wealth increased, I went from investing 10% of my income, richest man in Babylon, to 30% of my income, to 40% of my income. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, based on my salaries from the companies, I get, I run S corps and I just pay myself a small salary from a couple companies. Those are my debts and non-negotiables. Okay, so as my businesses increase and I start getting dividends from the businesses, okay, I didn't increase my lifestyle. I kept increasing so I went from 10% of my investable income to 20% to 30%. And this is how I did it. I took the excess cash and I transmuted it into deflationary assets, specifically things like Bitcoin and XRP. Okay, buy it every single day, dollar cost average, tactically, automatically comes out of my account. Okay, every time I get paid by my companies, I put money aside and I put it aside for these dips. So when these dips happen, I'm celebrating. I'm like, yes, let's go, let's get in. And I enter slowly on the way down. Okay, the other thing that I do is I take 10% of that earned income and I put it into cash generating dividends that are paying me a large amount every single month. Now that's my higher risk strategy. Okay, it's high risk, dividends. Now you can go all the way down to low risk. You got like Coca-Cola. You got all the way up to super high risk, which some are attached to options trading, right? I'm making large amounts of months from that. But what do? I'm all about de-risking. I don't play games with my money. I get paid by the dividends. So now I got dividends coming in from the companies, dividends coming in from the cash generating dividends, and that de-risks back into Bitcoin and XRP. So every month I'm stacking Bitcoin and XRP because it's liquid for me as well. It's all there, right? So I have Bitcoin, XRP is number one, Bitcoin's number two, and then I buy Solana every single month. Okay. Then I have all my other coins. They're called altcoins. Okay. Then I focus every single month. I put monthly payments into my premiums. Okay. Me and my partner have 11 policies combined. We call it the family bank. So we have the cash flow constantly growing every single week. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then we have the deflationary assets that we wait for price appreciation. Okay. When it goes down, we just buy more. When it goes up, we exit on the way up. Okay. Now let's take Bitcoin in our deflationary crypto and let's put that to the side, and we'll put that in the leverage category. Okay. So remember I said I'm putting monthly payments into my insurance. So now I have two banks. Okay. I have my cash flow flowing now. I have my deflationary assets that I keep stacking. That's where I store my wealth. And I store wealth in my cash value life insurance. So now I have two leverage components. So when we profit here in the back end of this year, I'm pulling profits on the way up, called an exit strategy using Merlin. As everybody's panicking trying to catch the top, I'm holding 50% forever. Bitcoin, we're never touching. Okay. Boom. A little bit off the top. Even my XRP, I'm taking 50% off the top. Why? Because the hurdle rate, I'm crushing it with putting it into my insurance max funding. Now I can borrow at 5% to what? Richest man in Babylon, to repeat the cycle. I don't let money sit. Everybody's like, hold on. Money doesn't like to operate like that. That's what a bank does. That's why they're called a bank. They take your money and they lock it up. And guess what they do? They make it current. My money's flowing all the time. My money's flowing. Don't be scared. Everybody's so scarce. If you operate like this, you're like, oh my God, I'm holding on. You are going to lose. I promise you. It's called scarcity. Abundance flows. Abundance is released. That's richest man in Babylon. Wisdom of King Solomon. Money needs to flow. Money wants to operate. Money wants to move. It's energy. It's frequency. It's vibration. It's not even real. So if you're like this, I'm going to lose my XRP. Oh my God, it's going down. It's vibration. It's energy. If you think you're going to lose, you're going to lose. Okay. If you're waiting to get rich quick, you're going to get wrecked. Remember, your emotions are the markets. They're literally panicking you to panic sell. They buy it, then they get you super excited and they sell it. That's the market. If you really think of it that simplistically, so don't be emotional. Don't be married to these asset classes. Don't sit there and hope that XRP is going to go to 589. If it does, fantastic. But well, we wait for that. We're building empires. We're building cash flow. Because what if it doesn't? What if Bitcoin doesn't go to 1.2 million? What if XRP doesn't go to 100 or 589 or 2000? What if it doesn't do that in the next 10 years? Then what? You missed 6 to 10 years of building empires. You can still build wealth without XRP and Bitcoin. We did it. There's cash generating dividends. There's life insurance. There's leveraging life insurance at low leverage to buy more cash flow. It just takes patience. And that's the issue with the cryptocurrency industry. And I'm speaking from experience, as I got caught in all that hype. It's because these hype boys and gals are getting you all excited, like your whole life is going to change because you have $1,000 in cryptocurrency. That's not how it works. Get your $1,000 in, read the book Richest Man in Babylon, Wisdom of King Solomon, start to create cash flow, create a budget, create some room, some breathing room, get rid of your big ass car payment, take that car payment, put it in deflationary assets. When you profit, put it in some cash flow. Now you have cash flow, put it back in deflationary assets, read the book Cash Flow Quadrant. We got to get non-emotional. You're the generational shifter. You got 6 years to lock this in. You should be focused on 6 years, not this bull run. If you're just getting in, forget about this bull run. Focus on 6 years from now. That's what I did in 2020. I finally was like, I'm done with getting wrecked. And I started to read all these books. You know, there's a free place you can go to. I went to the library. They took away my business. So I went to the library. I started studying. How do these wealthy stay wealthy? Our emotions. You're the exit liquidity. You're the exit liquidity. Wake up. Your emotions, like all the people freaking out from, I'm going to get really direct with you guys. From Wednesday to Sunday, I was traveling. People were freaking out. They're like, how could you be out there on the lake wakeboarding and stuff? So I'm like, I'm buying the dip, dude. We came back from Lake. Whoa, sale, yes. I'm not married to these markets. God, family, that's what I'm focused on. Protecting my ecosystem and staying out of other men and women's business I'm too busy working on mine. I set it, I'm disciplined, and I follow the strategy. When it's coming down, I slowly enter. When it's going up, I slowly exit. Then I get back to living life. Come on, guys. We got this. You can do this. I did it in 5 years. I got financial freedom in 5 years. We got rich. That we can mess up. And I'm very clear on that. This is not wealth yet. Wealth is when you know that your kids are wealthy. Okay. Rich, you can mess up. Okay. $2 million, $5 million. It's not a lot of money. 10 million, you're getting there. 20 million and above is when you start getting into those family offices. That's when you really, really have to mess it up. You have to make a really catastrophic decision. Million, that ain't nothing. 5 million, 10 million, you're getting there. Okay. But when you start to get to that 20 million, you're in the family office. That's when you really have to mess it up. Okay. So you got to start thinking that 20 million and above, family, if you want that legacy. And I know that seems like a lot, but you can do it. You can do it. I promise you. You can do it with these types of asset classes if you're disciplined, if you're focused, if you're dedicated. There's people that have done it. We're going to do it. You can do it. And people are like, well, JV, that's easy for you to say. I started, they took away my business. I had 3,000 when I started in crypto. In the beginning, I was late 2019, beginning of 2020. I got it up to 30,000. They took away my business. And I was about to sell my crypto. And I'm like, hell no. And that's when I did it. I was like, nope. Then I hit the bull run and I took profits and I built ecosystems. I built businesses. Now I own an insurance firm. Like I focused. I'm like, okay, I need to build systems. I need to build processes. I own multiple companies in information, technology, attention, and financial services. I did it. Why can't you do it? I didn't get handed a bunch of money. I did it through grit. I did it through discipline. I did it through consistency. So you should see yourself in this story. I wasn't handed money. I don't come from wealth. I come from a disciplined, focused understanding that we can all do this. So I hope this hits your heart well. Get disciplined, get consistent, and get focused. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together.